Good evening, I'm Brendan Miller. An update out of Kashechewan First Nation regarding their water treatment plant and evacuation. The water treatment plant has resumed working. However, over the next few days, the situation will be monitored closely to ensure it will stay that way. Because of this development, the evacuation of 200 community members will not go ahead unless the treatment plant stops working again. There was a significant police presence on McKellar Street north of Finlayson Street today. A large area, including a shed and the backyards of 2 homes, were taped off. There were a number of cruisers, with residents saying about 6 vehicles were there earlier in the day. Officers on scene said they expected to be there well into the evening. Police aren't releasing any more information at this time. This week at Queen's Park, Wet'suwet'en MPP Saul Mamakwa brought up a report looking at missing children and unmarked graves and burial sites associated with Indian residential schools. The final report was released in late October, but the parliamentary assistant to the Minister of Indigenous Affairs said the report still needs to be reviewed, but Mamakwa wants action taken now.
Ontario is delaying the process by not collaborating with the Wikagaming Tanatazuan team from Grassy Narrows. Will the Minister of Citizenship and Multiculturalism take immediate action to support Grassy Narrows' right to lead their search for unmarked burials and missing ancestors on their traditional territory?
Our government has led the country and committed $92.4 million, including $32.1 million announced just in the 2024 budget for the identification, investigation, protection, and commemoration of burials at former residential schools. Speaker, we are moving forward on this. We are supporting Indigenous communities as they come through this in a spirit of reconciliation. And again, I appreciate the question, and we will get this done.
Earlier this week, École Secondaire Catholique de la Vérendrye hosted their annual Magical Christmas Market. The festive event highlighted the talents of Francophone and Francophile artisans from around the region, while celebrating the richness of the French culture. It wasn't just a Christmas market. The event was a unique opportunity for the Francophone community to gather and connect. Visitors were free to explore one of a bunch of creations, including soap, pottery, sculptures, clothing, decoration, toys, and more. Vice Principal Sarah Olette tells us just how important this event is to the community and her students.
So every year it gets bigger and bigger as our population gets bigger and bigger, and we have a very big cohort this year. So we've seen, I think this is a record number of tables, and we actually have 4 different students who are selling their goods this year, who are selling the products that they've made, which is new for us. This is something we've really encouraged our students to do. Entrepreneurship is a huge part of our program, and to kind of see it happen in live action has been really exciting.
What's going on downstairs is amazing, and I think that it really encourages French-speaking people to be proud of their language, their culture, and not only that, just anyone that wants to come in and see what's going on downstairs. It's just interesting as a whole, yeah.
I think it's amazing how much it promotes our school and French language, and I'm very proud as a Francophone, and so I really like what's going on here.
Organizers hope to make the market even bigger next year. Confederation College wrapped up its Stock the Bank campaign this week. The initiative aims to tackle food insecurities among college students while celebrating the generosity from the college community for its donations. Emma Chilton has the story.
With Christmas around the corner, Confederation College celebrated a record-breaking year for Stock the Bank. More than $25,000 was raised for the Emergency Student Fund and the Rainy Day Fund, and more than 3,700 non-perishable food items were collected for the Student Food Bank. The overall goal is to help students focus on their studies without the added stress of food insecurity. Student Union spokesperson Thomas McDonald says they came up with all kinds of fun ways to get the students and staff involved.
From giving non-perishable food items in your department's bin, which are worth points where the teams can compete, to our marketing students participating in the Enterprise Challenge and raising funds that way, to interdepartmental fundraisers where departments are challenging each other, with bake sales and luncheons and all kinds of things, giveaways, to just straight up cash donation through payroll. It's amazing giving, and everyone takes part, all for a chance to pay it forward into the community to help our students, but also to earn a $150 donation to a charity of their choice.
This is the 19th year for Stock the Bank, and over that time, it's raised over $260,000 and about 120,000 food items. This student union also launched a food security toolkit, which includes kitchen tools and other items that help students prepare meals. College President Michelle Salo says the campaign will broaden the availability of food, support, and making it inexpensive to cook meals.
This money really helps to support them, as well as the food in general. And now within our residence, we opened up a kitchen where students can actually cook. So students and residents who have access to this food now have a place to be able to cook it in residence as well. So it's really broadening the availability of food and being able to cook and make it more inexpensive for them.
Emma Chilton, TBT News.
4 new fire trucks are on the way for the municipality of Greenstone at a cost of more than $2.5 million. Council recently approved an offer for a 4th fire truck being ordered this year. The new tanker truck, similar to the one shown here, will be coming from Battle Shield Industries with a price tag of $512,000. The new truck is coming at the heels of 3 mobile water supply fire trucks from Fort Garry Fire Trucks ordered in October. A review of the fire department in 2023 noted that all of the pumper trucks in its fleet were close to reaching 20 years in service. The arrival of 1 truck previously ordered is helping, but the community is in need of more as the other trucks age.
This will be the 4th truck we've approved in a month, so we're up to about $2.5 million worth of vehicles for the fire departments. And because we are a large municipality of many communities, Beardmore, Geraldton, Longlac, and Nakina all have fire departments, all need trucks. So we're not a municipality of 4,500 who needs 1 of. We're a municipality of 4,500 who needs 4 or 5 of everything.
The new fire trucks are expected to be delivered in roughly 2 years. They'll be allocated throughout the Greenstone area based on where the demand is at that time. To spread some Christmas cheer this season, the St. Patrick High School Grade 12 drama class is presenting Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. The exciting musical features some classic Christmas songs. The drama class has been preparing for their public performances next Tuesday and Wednesday by practicing in front of some local elementary schools. Being able to do what they love in front of a live audience is what makes the experience so special for everyone involved.
I'm very excited. Yesterday was our first show, and it was very exciting. It was definitely an experience to perform in front of an audience since we've just been practicing by ourselves. So that was very nice to have the audience to be able to interact with and also just hear the cheers and the excitement from the kids. It was good.
And what about the director?
Yeah, you could tell like the energy is just so much more exciting when there's an audience here, and seeing all the kids smile, it's just really great.
Tickets are $15 for the Tuesday and Wednesday performances, both happening at 7 p.m. It's all for a good cause, with the money being raised going to Toys for Tots and the St. Patrick's Breakfast Club. Donald Trump's tariff threats are still on political minds. Premiers are calling on the federal government to not act brazenly in response if excess tariffs are announced. CTV's Colton Prail has the details.
As Ottawa looks for a response to Trump's tariff threats, Western premiers want assurances export tariffs won't be considered.
That would be a betrayal of those that work in the industry. That would be a betrayal of the Team Canada effort, and it would be a betrayal of Canadians as well.
Speaking to CTV's question period, Saskatchewan Premier Scott Moe calling on the Prime Minister to publicly rule out export taxes on products like uranium, potash, and oil. Crucial resources for U.S. farmers in the energy sector, and equally important to provincial coiffeurs in Saskatchewan and Alberta. In an open letter to the Prime Minister, Alberta Premier Danielle Smith warned implementing an export tax on oil and gas could cause a national unity crisis, particularly if the funds raised are used to protect the economies of other provinces.
Economists kind of throw their hands up and say, what are you doing? We're going to teach them a lesson by harming ourselves because they're harming themselves.
The federal government would not say whether it's considering export tariffs, nor did it respond to Premier Moe's request, instead pointing to earlier comments that the response to the U.S. tariff threat would be robust. Meanwhile, the former finance minister says Canada needs to be very careful.
I think we need to work with them collaboratively, think about the places that we can make changes in our own interests, and not react quickly in ways that will inflame tensions.
The federal government could unveil its border plan as early as Monday, while the country's premiers will have a chance to discuss their options when they meet in Mississauga tomorrow. Colton Prail, CTV News, Ottawa.
Now joining us is Riley Cohen. And Riley, I'm in the mood for fish, and there was some walleye games last night, wasn't there?
Oh, for sure. The walleye took on the Sioux Lookout Bombers last night. We'll have those highlights after the break.